All right.
Scrolling down, this is called the Levi graph.
All right. You can go up, pull it up onto the screen just a little bit more. There. Perfect.
All right.
What's interesting about this one?
So this one has surrounded by I think a 30 gone, and then you have these lines connecting across the 30 gone, and some of them are parallel, which is interesting. There are sets of parallel lines, I think in groups of 3, going this way as well, and then they sort of join up to form this pentagon and star shape. And what I thought was interesting is that they also form these small little triangles with X's on them, and I would have thought maybe these would just be joined in one connection point, but they aren't.
Oh.
They're just slightly separated.
Yeah. Oh, that is interesting.
And also there are quite a lot of different ways to represent this type of graph, which are also kind of neat.
Holy cow. Right, so and these are all the same graph?
Yep.
Okay.
So they have all the same connections, but you can represent it as like this sort of star shape, this spiky thing. I guess it sort of almost looks like a pentagon, but the edges are sort of crimped inwards a bit.
Yeah.
And something like this, which is cool, you have these sort of rays going inward to groups of points, and they sort of form up the pentagon in here. And then, yeah, there are a lot of different ways you can do it. So there might be even more if we scroll. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's this way, this star shape with an overlapping pentagon.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool one.
And then this one here, which is also cool because it doesn't have quite the same symmetry as some of the other ones. This point is just sort of offsets the symmetry a bit.
Yeah, it almost looks like a spiral.
Yeah, almost. Sort of spiraling out from this inner spiked shape. Is that it? No, there are even more. Yeah, these are the last 3. You have this sort of square shape, which is almost a spiral. Again, sort of going out like that. This one is sort of like 2 stars overlapping each other, and then this one was similar to the pentagon one we saw before.
Nice. No, that's a really cool one. All right. So what did you find interesting about this one?
Well, this one, just adding some more points, introduced a lot more different ways to represent these graphs, and looking at something like this and the original graph, which looked more like this, you wouldn't think they would be the same graph, but they are.
Okay, cool. So go back up to the original one. So there's some.
Here.
Yeah, that's fine. There's some. I don't know if this was the first way it was thought about, or is it just some natural way of displaying the graph. But then there's all these other ways, and you can imagine actually that showing that these are the same graph. At least you can believe that would be a difficult problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Just sort of telling whether graphs are different graphs or just copies of another one would be kind of challenging.
Yeah, it's actually a very challenging problem. Okay, cool. This is a great example. All right, let's go to the next one you found.